Hey, and welcome back this afternoon for another Tarot Talk with me. So today we're going to keep on with this month's theme and go over another oil that is known to help you with sleep, specifically if you have insomnia. Clary Sage is one of our best oils for that. It's a purple bottle. So Clary Sage comes from the Mediterranean basin and can be found also in the North Africa and Central Asia. It is related to the common sage, which is known for the culinary taste and work. The plant that this oil comes from can survive dry and poor soil, but can also live throughout winters that go below 0 degrees. While many don't use clary sage for cooking, in Germany it is known as muscatel sage due to the ability to mimic a wine that comes from muscat grapes. The English name for clary sage comes from the Latin word claris, which means clear. Clear as in the bottle is clear. It refers to its traditional use as an eye treatment. Centuries ago, the seeds were soaked in water until a coating formed on top of it. Then they were placed into the eyes to draw out foreign objects. But today, just use water or go to a doctor. Do not put this oil on your eyes. The Latin name for clary sage, Salvia salaria, means to feel well or to feel healthy or heal. The Greek word scirera refers to its leaves, which translates to the word hard. Pliny the Elder, which was a Roman writer, was the first to describe the Salvia family, which is the type of plant that sage comes from, as different types and the variety of the number of sage family plants. He also was the first to consider them extremely useful for healing, hence the name Salvia. Clary sage was used widely in folk medicine throughout the ancient world. In the 4th century BCE, Greek philosopher Theophatus wrote about clary sage, and Finney, who we just talked about, discussed it in the 1st century CE. Back then, the Romans would use clary sage for a variety of ailments, including eye washing, treatment for a variety of women's health concerns, both with giving birth and without. Throughout the Middle Ages, so a few years later, clary sage continued to be known throughout the European continent as a useful herb. And in the 1600s, an English herbalist, who we talked about last time, Nicholas Culpeper, you'll hear him a lot, documented the various traditional uses of clary sage. Now, he recommended eating the fresh leaves dipped in batters of flour with egg and a little bit of milk and fry it in some butter and serve it to the table to help a sore back. So you don't have to use that recipe. It's a very old recipe. They're not very how many eggs, how much milk, that kind of stuff. It was just you throw this stuff together, put some clary sage in there, and it'll help you with a sore back, which was very common back then because of how much labor was done each day. So this was a very useful herb and a very useful oil back then and even today. It was common to use clary sage also instead of hops in beer, and it was used in Germany to flavor Rhine wine, which was a very expensive wine, so they used the clary sage plant to make it cheaper. The muscatel, which we talked about a little bit ago, is a wine that's made from muscatel grapes, and you can get the same taste effect with clary sage oil. As well as flavoring and essential oils go, clary sage is used as an ingredient in fragrance. It contains scleros, which is a scent of molecular that can be used in mimicking the effects of ambergris, which is very popular for perfumes. It's a substance that that's produced by whales with tummy aches. It is extremely rare substance that acts as a perfume fixative. So we can take a very rare item that is very expensive and you can substitute it for clary sage and it has the same smells, the same tastes, and the whale substance was very wanted back then, so people would change it out for clary sage. So people couldn't tell the difference in taste of foods and wines, but they would pay the same amount and it would be a bigger profit for the person selling the goods. It's also illegal in the United States and many conjunctions back since the 70s. So you can't have the whale stuff anymore. It's not. We do not hunt whales for the substance they make. That's due to, in the 1960s, chemists looked for additives to improve the taste of tobacco, and they isolated this substance. And by the 70s, perfumers realized that it could be used to help maintain the scents, the smell, in a substance and cruelty-free way. So instead of hunting down whales, we just use the herb that's growable. So that's all I have today for this specific sage. You can ingest it just like any other sage. You can roll it onto any part of your body. No, please do not put it on the lower part of your extremities. That is not a place to put any oil unless you're authorized, like told by a professional. Please don't put it, no. So ingestible, you can put it topically. You can put it in a diffuser if you want for nighttime. That'll work too. So yeah, Clary Sage is quite the historical herb and oil that we have. So remember to subscribe to us here on YouTube. Go and like our page on Facebook. And if you want a monthly newsletter sent by me, be sure you have my email or you are a patient here at Touch of Wellness. And the January newsletter will be sent out tomorrow morning. So I hope any of you that receive that enjoy the pieces of information that I've put inside. And if you have any questions, be sure to email me at any time or give the office a call and I can get you in to talk to you one-on-one. So I'll see you guys next week. Have a great day.